Good morning, and thank you for coming out to our beautiful Hemming Park. I'm Wayne Wood, and I'm the president of the board of directors of Friends of Hemming Park, and we have a very special announcement to make today. This follows several weeks of what the Times Union called a tempest in a teapot. There's been a lot of controversy about the future funding and sustainability of the park, and we were grateful very much to the City Council for giving us such a ringing resolution to support the work we're doing and voting 18-1 to support the clarification of the language that allows us to do the good work we're doing in the park. It's been really only a year since we took on this task, and I dare say that most of you realize what changes we've made in the park, not just visibly, but the vibe of the park. Having children playing, having food and art and landscaping that have made this park, in just this one short year, something we can all be proud of instead of ashamed of. And again, thanks to our City Council for voting to support our efforts, thanks to the Mayor and our various branches of city government that have supported us. But in addition to the support of the city to make this project work, we need to be sustainable by having the citizens of Jacksonville, who have a stake in making our downtown livable and our city a great city, to step up to the plate and help these efforts. It's enormously costly to do what we're in the process of doing, but the results will bear fruit for generations to come. And so it's with great pride this morning that I announce the beginning of our challenge campaign, where we're asking corporations and private donors to step up to the plate and support our efforts. And I'll tell you a little story. During the tumultuous days of the last few weeks, when there were headlines that perhaps Hemming Park was not sustainable, I got a phone call. And it was from a great citizen and dear friend, Steve Pagic, and said, "What do you need? I'm glad to help." And so it's with great pride and privilege that I announce this morning that Steve and Ann Pagic are donating $75,000 as a challenge grant to sustain Hemming Park. And I'd like for Steve to come up and say a few words and tell you a little bit about why he believes in this, and thank you for being here this morning, Steve.
Thank you, Wayne. First, here's a check. My wife keeps the checkbook. My wife keeps the checkbook in the family, and so I had to write. I left early this morning. I left without a check. I had to ride back and get it. I thought she was coming, but things have come up and she wasn't able to come. But she totally supports us too. This is such a nice place, and it takes. When I'm here, I go back to 60 years ago, when my mama and my brother and my sisters and we used to get on the 32 Woodstock about this time of year and come down here to do our shopping for school, to go to the dentist over at St. James Building, and we'd make a day of it, and Mother would pack up some sandwiches, and we'd have lunch here in the Hemming Park, and it was such a wonderful time and a special place. Then when my brother and I were starting our law practice about 40 years ago, we used to have an office up here looking down on Hemming Park from the building that the museum is in now, and I felt badly about it when they decided to cut the trees down. And then they left the park. They let it go. The city let it go. It went into disrepair, neglect. And I was so happy when Wayne and his group have stepped forward to bring this park alive again, to give it spirit, to make it something we can be proud of. I say to Wayne, he says, "Well, you're giving so much money." I said, "Truthfully, you, Wayne, and your friends have done more, do so much more in terms of the time you give and the vision you bring and the commitment. So we're happy to do just a little bit, and it really should be a city responsibility. This is a public space. It's something we can't be proud of Jacksonville unless we're proud of this park, which is the center of town and really is the heart and soul of Jacksonville. I want to feel good about Jacksonville, and I can only feel good about Jacksonville if I feel good about Hemming Park. I hope we'll continue to support it, and it's something that we can really enjoy, and our kids and grandkids can enjoy it in the same way that I have. Thank you so much. And I'm going to challenge Wayne to come over and play me a game of chess in a few minutes.
All right. I'll do that.